Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Minecraft Through the Android episode 74, because I remembered what episode we're on, and I'm going to write down that I completely forgot to rename part 2 of the last stream. Alrighty, so what do we have? We don't have much inventory space because we have all this random block pallet that's stealing slots unnecessarily. Alrighty, so what we were working on was the cobblestone pathway, I thought. I don't remember how I ended up down here. Did I fall off? I fell off at one point, but I don't know if I fell off towards the end of the last stream. But we have a spider over here that is currently no longer existing in this world. Alright, so let me head back up here because I built this one bridge thinking I was going to use it, and I ended up not using it. Although it is kind of convenient to get over here. Do I really want to get rid of it? I think it is kind of cluttering this space. Although, truth be told... Oh wait, no, I could just dig this out. I have a lot to dig out. I gotta dig out this big ol' area. I gotta dig out this big ol' area. Oh boy. Alrighty. But yeah, this can go. Is the bear monster back already? This early? I just started. Usually he waits around an hour. Guess he's not being nice today. As if he's nice any day. Any day the berry monster shows up. It is not nice. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm starting to get real tired of digging. Especially since turns out I've got this project on my my beta 1.8 world where it requires even more digging. Because I thought I was nearing the end of this hole. I was carving out this big underground rectangular prism. It's not a cube. All three, or I guess all 6 sides of it are different. That's comprised of 8 90-degree angles. Howdy, welcome back. But I was digging more of that yesterday afternoon and evening, because in the morning and early afternoon, I got much done on the Living Thringles procedural level generator version 2.1. And so after that, I took a break and played some relaxing Minecraft. Alrighty, so that's a problem. You, sir, are taking up space in an area where you should not be. And I think I'm going to be a little sad that we don't have our 12 block reach anymore. Come on. Can I really not reach? There we go. I can't even reach that. That's so close, though. Sad times. I missed 12 block reach. That was fun. Oh well. Alright, let's eliminate the intruder here. Uplink still green, which means we're good for now. And I see you've come to give me a minor return on the gunpowder, because I spent a whole bunch of it recently opening up the space up here. And I think now might be the time where do I just call it? I now have 3 bridges going right in the middle with this error. Maybe this is the time where I start building those. Start putting down the logs for the support columns. This right here, though, this doesn't feel right. I kind of want to open this up some more. Question is, in what way? Well, let's start with what I do know. This is too tall, so we got to bring this down. Then we have this right here. This will be closer to where the wall should be. This is also my last pickaxe. This pickaxe won't last much longer, and once it's gone, I'll need to make some more. Didn't I make 8? Did I really use up all 8 pickaxes just like that? I guess that's not true. I've used up 7. This is number 8. Oh, that's right. I can't reach anymore. I got so used to being able to reach 12 blocks that now it feels sad. Being of the soy, you showed up today. You're not on vacation yet? Hello, torch. Let's see if we can curve this downward. Congratulations. You've sent 2 messages putting you at slot number 1. I still don't know what the point of this is, because it feels like it doesn't work consistently. One of these days I'll figure out how the whole ranking system works. Because I know there's a certain amount of XP, but you need more people to increase the maximum XP you can get. This probably works better on people with dozens of people talking at once, and I'm not there yet, if I'll ever get there. I don't know why they implemented it, because this feels like, what's the point? I feel like I need more down here, but I've already... Wait, hold on. That goes up top. Where does this connect? Well, by the way, the pickaxe is gone. Toss our stuff. And then I think we'll need to come back here with even more pickaxes. Maybe I should start putting mob drops in here, because here I keep the wood for all these support columns that I keep talking about making and never end up making. And then up here, how would I just start putting the mob drops, because I keep picking them. I keep picking them up, and I don't want to. Yeah, before we head back, I must investigate. How exactly did I set this up? So this is currently the endpoint. 10-hour drive. That's half a day. That's not true. If it's 10-hour driving, that means you're gonna be spending the whole day. Oh, I did this wrong. That's what happened. Yeah, this platform right here is not supposed to be connected with this staircase. I wasn't paying attention because it already has 2 connection points. This staircase is gonna have to be removed. Otherwise, but hold on, if I remove that staircase... Yeah, I don't feel like removing this one. This pathway is already completed. This is supposed to be the one that goes all the way back. I still need to fix up here. Yeah, right back to square one. As I remember where the exit is. Oh wait, hold on. I know why it's not looking familiar. I gotta be down here. And it's nighttime. Why is it that every time I come out of this cave, it's nighttime? That's what it feels like. Yeah, Nikoski, welcome back. Oh, well, it's turning daytime. That's positive. Hello, sun. How's it going? Hello, sun popping up in the negative Z direction. Is it only possible to play on the tiny render distance? Or is short playable? Alright, what do we need? We need toss the coal and then everything else. Those are then the iron, toss the coal, and everything else ends up way over here. Alrighty, so we need diorite and andesite and granite. One of these days I should do something with all this granite because right now it's starting to really stockpile. I already have over 10 stacks of it and it's just eating up space. Alright, inventory empty. Time to go back to work. How about we deconstruct 4 of these this time? I wonder how much iron I've spent on this. I'm definitely not getting the same returns. There we go. Eventually it'll be worth it, even though yes, I did just make a whole bunch of pickaxes. I will slowly be using them up. Although I kind of hope that I don't have to make any more after this. Because that was a lot of iron relative to how much I have. I might need to go caving proper soon. In fact, hold on, there we go. I feel like I need to come up with a faster way going up and down here. The the staircase is starting to feel a little slow, and it's not entirely safe. Maybe I could start working on minecarts again. I'll need to investigate and see if there are any sort of bugs popping up with minecarts. And I don't know what he was doing down here, but no Enderman in my cavern, please. And now there's a cow. Where did this cow come from? I say. Did he spawn on that singular block of grass like the sheep? Sheep? Where is the sheep? I thought he was... Did I get rid of where the sheep was hanging out? I don't know. Alright, well, either way, since I done goofed with this staircase, it has to go. Which means now, whatever I said previously, I'm going back to what I first said, where this platform down here is going to connect straight across, essentially, that platform over there. Maybe not, well, it'll be a direct connection, but maybe not straight across, because I'd rather not run over my one slice of water. Which, it'd be really, really cool if this never block updates, and I get to forever use this tiny sliver of water. What is up with me and finding weird water? Y'all remember Peekaboo Pixel? Those were the days. Alright, so we'll do, it's gonna be a 2-block pathway. I run it on this side. What if I got rid of some of this slope? Like, that's probably what I'll do. Maybe we could also read a little bit. So we'll start probably from this edge. Oh, wait. So we'll start the stairs there, then there. Gonna layer it here. In fact, I'll like curve all this up. I don't know how I feel at the end of this, but I'd rather dig up more now. This will give more space to the open area. Oh, it's a waste of the extra. Might not. I don't even know if that's ever change that. Very level. I probably should have purpose my spot. I'm now realizing I'm gonna need that more often. I was kind of hoping to use up this pickaxe, that way it can just go away. But how about instead, now that we have good inventory management, I'll just do that. Hooray! There we go. In fact, now I kind of want to dig up the underside of here. Like maybe design it like this, and then tile this straight across. This way it still kind of feels like the pathway's floating. Hello! Hello! Alright, we're gonna leave you. I don't want any hazards, please. Then thank you. And auto jump, leave me alone. Auto jump, leave me alone. I wonder what the distance is for when auto jump expects you to jump. Because it works fine when you walk at regular speeds and hit the block straight on. Because it jumps when you're supposed to. Just watch out for more lava. But at what distance away from the next block face is that? I wonder if auto jump gets adjusted at all when sprinting is added. I think, though, That's also when they add the option to turn off auto jump. That's what I'm really hoping, at least. What if we be disappointed? That's what. How about... Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doop. It's that time again. Unlisted stream, activate. Alright, now I have a way to get over here, although this water is kind of in the way. Do I really need this water? There's a big strip of it. How about we say goodbye? Alright, well now, hopefully we don't ruin the experience for any new folks who just so happen to show up. I also hope that this is one continuous stream again. Alrighty, so now, kind of want to open that up, because this is sort of a big blob right there. All of this can now be pushed back some more. That's just temporary. Famous last words. Alright, let's see. How far over does this need to go? Because I kind of want to shave down all of this corner and just open it up much more. Remember when this used to be a big steep drop? And now it's just right here. It's so close I can even walk into it from the bottom there. I'll say as I hiccup. Alright, let's think how to do this and still make it look decent. Is I kind of want to have the bridge I'm currently on be a little more floaty. Because it feels like there's just more space I can access from over here. That's where I'm trying to reach. I wonder how often I say reach. I wonder if it shows up on my, what's the term? Word. Think. Frequency, there we go. My word frequency list. Because Filmot has a feature where it shows you, based on the subtitles, or maybe auto-generated subtitles at least, it shows you the words you say the most often. I can't remember what my word was up there, but like bad guys, Minecraft. I'm trying to remember. No, I thought I solved this. Okay, just a lag spike. The game's still functioning. I can't remember everything. I'd have to look back. But some of those words on there, I was like, I don't know, I said that often. Alright, let's just get rid of this gravel. I want to get rid of more gravel. Not particularly, but it'd probably be best that I do. There is a bug where if you save the world while gravel was falling, it would turn into an invalid block entity and it would drop an air block. And those air blocks that it would drop were very buggy. And eventually, it caused the game to crash. Just from picking it up or trying to move it around and whatnot. Oh, that's right, I still need to get over there. How about... maybe we'll do one more block over. Oops. Sorry, torches, didn't mean to do that. That is a chunk section that's not rendering. Fascinating. So we'll go one more over, and then we'll just sort of slide this way. So if that's right there, I'm still going to need to go up. Maybe this is where I'll just flatten it now. Because I'm kind of thinking of coming over here first. Once I realize how short I can place blocks. So then it just sort of meets up here, I guess. Something like that. Can I really not even reach that? Man, this is so short. This is miserable. This video is probably going to end up being very choppy after the stream's over. There's going to be several points where it just cuts out entirely. Sorry for anyone who's watching this in the future. Let's take a look, see it. After I boop. I can never have too many torches, especially here in Pocket Edition. Are we done? Did I make this one continuous route? I think I did. So we go over here. Doo 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 doo. This is such an indirect way to have this all connect. Yeah, this is so weird because it's like I go straight to the edge, the far side as fast as possible, and then I'm like, oh wait, hold on, we have some places we need to meet up with, and so I do a big ol' U-turn and crisscross twice. Oh boy. Oh well. Yeah, let's raise this ceiling probably 5 blocks maybe. At least 4. And we'll sort of branch it out from there. In fact, it'd be nice if I can go even higher. Like Dr. Eggman aiming for the moon. I really want to play the early 3D Sonic games. And yes, Snapcube's fandub is indeed the reason for doing so. I've still yet to play a Sonic game, just like I've still yet to play a Legend of Zelda game. But eventually, says the guy who picks up 2 games every week from Epic and has only played about 3 of them in the past 8 years. Subnautica started it back in 2018. And after then, I've only played a few games. I've played. Hold on, what was it called? I'm pretty sure this one I got for free. It was Observer. Observer was an interesting game. What Remains of Edith Finch was another game. There was Ghostbusters 2009. Well, I guess it was the 2019 10-year anniversary remastered version. That one was fun. And I'm really, really sad they didn't bring over multiplayer. That one does not spark. Well, oh well, at least the whole single player campaign is there. Although I think there were a couple brands they had to censor. They replaced generic stuff because they didn't have the licensing. Licenses expiring makes me sad when it comes to games. Everyone knows GTA 3, San Andreas, and Vice City. How many songs had to be removed from the Definite Edition for those games? You know, it's kind of funny. I own like 4 GTA games and I've not completed a single one. My first one was Vice City on the PS2, which I'm gonna be honest, I definitely played that at too early of an age. But that's okay, because it was fun. Then I have San Andreas on Steam, and then me being me picked up the Definite Edition for 3 San Andreas and Vice City. I own 5, also on Steam. So I guess in total I only own 4 games. I played the demo for Chinatown Wars several times over because I was cheap and didn't want to pay the full price. I don't even know if that's still available. I used to play it on an old iPod Touch Gen 2 that I talk about often. I don't think it's currently installed because I remember it being a lot of space. And so if I installed that, I really couldn't install much else. It'd be really cool if I could finish the game because I've started the story for 5. Well, I should say I kind of played the last few missions of Vice City because that was my dad's game for the PS2 and I helped him finish it. Then San Andreas we got on Steam later because I wanted the mod support. Because the Back to the Future mod, I had to go for it. And there was a total conversion for Vice City. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Whoop, let's not walk off of that, please. No, anyways, there's a total conversion mod for Steam version of Vice City, which I guess now, since the Definite Edition gives you the original versions of 3 VC and SA, I could go back and install it. But then that means I'd be starting another new GTA game without completing any of them. Because after I got 5, however long ago, and tried getting through the story, because people kept bugging me to play GTA Online. I couldn't get into it. I'm not social enough. So what ended up happening is, oh, we gotta keep going down. Oh boy. Well, anyways, so instead of playing online, I spent most of my time playing the story on there. I'm like 2/3, I think, if I were to go back and compare the missions list. I also need to make sure that Steam saved my my progress. It'd be a little bummer if Steam did not save my my progress on there. I also need to tell the Rockstar launcher that, hey, I own 5, because right now it doesn't think I do, and I think that's because I haven't installed 5 and the Rockstar launcher at the same time. But anyways, when Definite Edition came out, I figured, this is the time where I'm going to play these games in order. So I started playing GTA 3, and I have not finished it either. That was the last one I played, and I don't think the launcher keeps track of playtime. Regardless, that's a series that I just haven't finished. Kind of like how I started playing Quake, but I don't think it properly unlocked every area at the same time, because I think there was 4 different sections, 4 different levels to Quake 1. But in order to unlock the final area, you have to play them all consecutively. So you can't just save and quit and call it a day. And so I think when I learned that, I was like, well, even though I completed these all separately and I saved and quit every time, if that's just how progression works, then I guess I'm not really feeling like going back and trying again. So I don't know when I'll finish Quake. Eventually I will. Unreal. The original Unreal is difficult. Quake was a little difficult, but not too bad, I thought. Yeah, the original Unreal, I had difficulty playing, and I could not get far enough. I've tried... What else? Because I tried picking up, like, the main 4. So that's Doom, Quake, Unreal, and System Shock, although System Shock's a little different. System Shock is another type of difficulty. The original, I should say. Although I don't think I played the original. I played System Shock Revived, Remastered, Enhanced. That's what it was. System Shock Enhanced. Basically stuff like widescreen support, slightly better controls. I can't remember. But it was like an improved version of the original game. I also tried System Shock 2 because I don't know if I could get through the original, and that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure I made less progress on System Shock 2. And then we got Fallout, which I remembered while I was thinking back to all this. I tried Fallout 1. I don't know if I could ever commit the time to something so tedious. Fallout 1 and 2 are games I really want to complete, but I don't think I will. Fallout is another franchise where I've started half the games and haven't completed any of them. Because the first Fallout game I played was New Vegas because, well, no, I did try one. I spent a couple hours on it. I couldn't do it. So then I went to New Vegas because people seemed like that. I don't know why I never finished New Vegas, but eventually I jumped over to 3. Was I just getting frustrated with it? So I started 3, and I progressed even less in Fallout 3. So then I went over to Fallout 4, and I got really far in 4, but again, I didn't finish it, and I don't remember why. Some of these games also didn't finish because way back when, for one, I was a small fry. I probably played these games a little too early, but that's okay. I came out just fine. But yeah, I was a youngin when I started some of these games, and so they were extremely difficult to me because I was not an adult gamer. I was a youngin Minecrafter, and that didn't transfer over to RPGs and shooters very well back then. Back then for me, I should say. So not only did I find the games difficult, I'd probably be better now. But 2018, I believe, was I lost a bunch of my installed games, including their progress. Minecraft being one of them, and that's a big bowl of sadness because I lost many old Pocket Edition worlds that day. And there's more stuff I still haven't collected. Oi. Alright, question is, how do I get over there? Anyways, where was the point I was going with that? What, think. Alright, so losing progress on several of those games, including Unreal. Serious Sam, I believe, as well, was another game. I finished the first encounter and I got partway through the second encounter, but it was extremely difficult. I had difficulty. And anyways, I finished first encounter on there, and I started the second encounter. And then I'm pretty sure that was another save file I lost, even though I was doing alright, despite the difficulty. But yeah, between the difficulty and losing my progress on those old games, I kind of just not wanted to go back to them. I feel like now, if I were to seriously dedicate the time, I could probably beat at least a few of them. I don't know about Fallout. I don't know if I'll ever finish Fallout 1. But the other games, Unreal, Quake, and Serious Sam, I could probably do today. Because it's been 8 years. I'm a better gamer now. You know, I gotta say, I did find Pragmata having some portions of it difficult. Doom Eternal is probably the most difficult game I've played in terms of actual skill required, and not I'm just bad at it. Doom Eternal has a very high difficulty ceiling. I think we're good. Hold on, let me head way back up top because I had to go around, clean out some areas. We're gonna go, we're gonna open this up because I kind of want a staircase there without a, oh, alright, hold on. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna go way up here and take a quick look-see. So I did this side, although that is kind of a flat surface, but I can't really reach that from now. So I did that side. I guess now we should open up this side. Question is, do I have the space? Kinda. I think I can just go straight through. So if I just start here, dig all the way through until I poke out the other end. There we go. I'm probably going to want to get rid of that, but we'll start here. Question is, if I dig this up sideways, how am I going to make it blend in? Checks the time. Have I really ranted about games I haven't completed for 45 minutes? Another game I started, as I think about it, Control. I had such hype for Control, and then I got to playing it, and I wasn't as interested. I was really hoping I would like it more. This was 2021 when I finally got it, because I want to say that was another one of the free games Epic was doing, tying back to what I was saying 20 minutes ago, I think. So I picked up Control, although I can't remember if I already owned it on Steam or not. Because I'm pretty sure I owned Control on both platforms unintentionally. Because I probably got it on one first, and then popped up. World War Z! Oh my gosh, I forgot about World War Z. World War Z was a game that I'm pretty sure we first bought. I say we because, you know, me and the boys playing our survival co-op games back then, like, you know, Back 4 Blood and Left 4 Dead and whatnot. So we played World War Z, and then I think not long after, it went free for a week, and because I got it early enough, that like Epic said, "Hey, you just bought this game, but now it's free, so we're gonna give you your money back for it." And I was like, "Cool." I got $20 back. And then eventually ended up spending that $20 on whatever big upgrade they had. I can't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure it unlocked first person mode, which I thought was cool, although some of the animations were still third person exclusive. Minor bummer, but it's whatever. Now, I really felt like playing Left 4 Dead. Not entirely. But anyways, back to Control. So the only reason why I remember playing it in 2021 specifically is because that March, we bought a pre-built computer that had a 3070, because that was the time when I was like, hey, I need a new graphics card. This 1080 is nice and all, but it's not serving me as much as it could, as newer cards could be. And so I remember when the 30 series was still expensive and difficult to acquire, because there's a GPU shortage back then. Well, anyways, because of all of that, it ended up being more economical to just buy a pre-built computer with a new graphics card. And the only reason why I went with a 3070 and not a 3080 is a 3080, based on everything I read, it will physically not fit. It was like less than an inch of available space from what I measured in my own case compared to the dimensions that NVIDIA provided. And so I was certain that the 3080 would not fit, and definitely not the 3090. The 3090 would absolutely not fit within my current case. So I did what I could and went with a 3070 instead. The problem is the 3070 that came with that pre-built computer was faulty. It was a manufacturing defect, because we took it over to, I think it was Micro Center. I think Fry's was kind of going extinct at this time. So we took it over to Micro Center. Oop, let's not walk off there. I need some to prevent me from doing so. But we took it over to Micro Center and they said, yeah, it's a bad card. So we were able to send it back to the manufacturer, and then they sent us a good 3070, and that's the one I still use today, 5 years later. So yeah, a bit of an inconvenience, but I was having difficulty playing Control because of that bad graphics card. And so that kind of also put a damper even more on my Control experience, because I'd play the game for 5 minutes, then it'd crash, or the computer would blue screen or something bad. So I got tired of it. I moved on. And one day I decided Control was taking up a whole bunch of space, and I never got back to it. Although, I feel like I probably should. Oh well. It'd be nice if I could go back and finish games I already own and have started. But I gotta say, there are games I do own that I still haven't played yet, and they are kind of looking a little appealing. I wanted to play the Pragmata sketchbook demo, even though it was so nice. I was gifted by a friend the full game, and I haven't figured out how we knew that I wanted Pragmata. I feel like it was on my Steam wish list and I forgot about it. And then next thing I know, I was like, hey, here's your gift. I was like, hooray! You know one game that I'm... Well, I watched the bitrate die. You know one thing I want to play, but technically shouldn't play, is Borderlands 3. I started it. I got very far. In fact, I think I finished the main story, and I'm currently going through DLC campaigns. But the reason why I shouldn't play it is because I started playing it with a good buddy of mine. You know, one of the boys playing our cooperative games. Because we played... I don't think we played the first Borderlands together. We played Borderlands 2, the main game, the main story levels, but at the time, I don't think he owned, or in fact, I don't think either of us owned the DLC. Eventually, I got the DLC, he didn't, so I kind of went through that on my own, but we played through Borderlands 2 together. We played through most of the pre-sequel. I had my own save for the pre-sequel, which I don't think I finished it. I might have finished the main story. You know, I don't remember. Maybe I didn't finish the main story. Well, either way, on there, I started a new profile playing through the pre-sequel with him. He wasn't enjoying it all too much, and so we did not finish the pre-sequel together, but we started it. And then we got through much of Borderlands 3. In fact, we got very far through Borderlands 3, finishing the main story and one or two of the DLCs. And I can't remember how far we got. But another thing that I do want to do is just finish Borderlands 3 and call it a day. But I've only played Borderlands 3 with him, and so I feel like I would need his confirmation to be like, yeah, we're not getting back to this soon. However, there's still Borderlands 4. I don't own it yet. But there's talks between me and the boys again. Don't get tired of that because I'm going to keep saying it. Where we're considering collectively all buying Borderlands 4. Although, truth be told, one of us said, you know, I don't know if I can run this game, because we were looking at the hardware specs, and I was like, yeesh, that's up there. I don't even know if I could run it. I'm probably just barely above the minimum. But like people were saying this, you know, like 40s and 50s, RTX 40 and 50 series, that like they were not doing good. And I think the game itself, like people were not a big fan of 3. Like Borderlands 2 is great. People also like Borderlands 1 a lot, but it is dated. Although I went through the Game of the Year edition a little while back because I'd previously played the original. Yeah, I played the original on my own. And then eventually I played through the Game of the Year edition later. I was like, I don't notice much of a difference between them. Although the self-shadowing on weapons not being there made me sad. That was a minor detail I really liked. Anyways, regardless, played through Borderlands 1 on my own. And so, 1 is good. People really, really like 2, which I understand, because 2 is probably my favorite. And then 3 was, I should say, the pre-sequel was alright. People did not super appreciate it. And then 3 was for sure mixed reception. Because people were like, it's got some good qualities, but it's got some bad qualities as well, which I understand. I still enjoyed playing